Cuisinart pressure cooker. We're gonna make some steak and gravy. Right now what we're doing is heating up a little bit of oil in the pan so we could sear this beef before I place it in the pressure cooker. And I'm actually using one of those non-stick oven heat resistant new pans. I forgot the name. Copper something. It's like my favorite pan. It's really hard to burn stuff in this pan. I mean, not that it's hard to burn stuff, but things actually don't stick to the pan itself. As you can see, this is what it looks like once you start to brown it. I'm going to let that go for a few minutes on each side, then I'm going to place it in my pressure cooker. This is what the first piece is looking like. If you can get that color on there. I have another piece left, but that's going to go on the grill. And I have some more small pieces here that I'm searing. I want them to get nice and brown on each side. So that'll actually help with my gravy at the end. Now this is what we have left in the pan, but I'm not going to get rid of that. I'm going to keep that because that's going to make for some really, really good gravy. If anything, maybe I'll just get rid of a little of the oil. It might be too much oil for me. But I'm going to throw my onions in there and let those marry and mix well together. So then right here, you have that steak that we just seared. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to turn this bad boy on. I'm going to put that on high. We're going to put it on time. I'm probably going to put it on, let's go with 45 minutes. No, we're going to go with 50 minutes just to see how that starts to work out. So what I did here was I added about 2 cups of water. And now I'm going to put the lid on it. Make sure it's locked. The pressure nozzle is turned all the way to the right to keep the steam and the pressure in. And it's set for 50 minutes and we'll be back. Okay, so this is what it looks like just after 40 minutes of placing it in there. See how tender that is? See how it's just like falling apart? I think I actually want to let it go for a little bit longer, only because there's a bigger piece of meat here and it doesn't seem to be as, tender as I want it to be. But for the most part, you can see how that is just like, it's going to be goodness. You see all this juice on the side? It's going to make a nice gravy. So here we have some onions in that same pan that we seared the steak, the beef. I took away some of the chunky brown remnants. And I have some onions sauteing down in that because I'm going to make some gravy. And I'm going to pour that on top of the meat in the pressure cooker. Just going to let that go for a few minutes. You see that going? This is going to be some easy, simple gravy. So we're going to take, I'll say it's probably about 2 tablespoons of flour, all-purpose powder. And we're going to place that in cold water. And you're going to just stir that like so. You want to make sure you don't use hot water. You want to use cold water. You're going to add to that some onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder. This is actually garlic salt, but it's okay. You definitely need your pepper. You have to have pepper in gravy. What's gravy without pepper? You just add a little bit of salt, and I'm using kosher salt. You use whatever you have. And you're going to mix. Mix until it's well combined. And everything should basically dissolve and break down. If you have a few chunks, it's okay. It'll work itself out. Thanks. So now as you see, you have your onions still going. And you have this nice, basically it's like a roux, slurry. We're gonna call it a slurry. You don't see any lumps in there. And you can always add more liquid if it's too thick, because you want it to thin out. You'll be able to tell how thick your gravy will be once you pour it in the pan. So you're gonna pour that in your pan, just like so. And you're just gonna let that go. And then this is pretty much a base for your gravy. Now I'm just gonna let that cook down for a little while. Yes, it's a little on the light side. It will definitely darken. It's definitely gonna darken by the time I place it in my crock pot with the rest of the gravy. See how it's thick? See that? See, depending on how high the heat is, you see how, whether or not you need to add more water or not. And in this case, I probably won't add any more water, only because I'm going to be placing it in the crock pot with more water. So this is basically like a starting point. And I can actually add a little bit more salt to mine. And some more. This is onion powder I'm adding to it. So now, as you can see, it's gravy. And as you can see, it thickened up nicely. Uh-oh, I made a mess. But it thickened up nice and good. And it's nice and pretty. It's a nice light brown. It's definitely going to be darker once I transfer it to the other pan. Again, like I said, this is just your starting. You can add more water. If this is just what you were going with. Some people like to use Gravy Mate or Gravy Doctor or something like that. It's an agent that makes your gravy darker. This is what the meat looks like after being in the Cuisinart pressure cooker for 60 minutes. It's falling right off the bone. Well, actually, there's no bone, but you know what I mean. So now I'm going to pour the gravy that I did on the stove into this liqueur that the beef made. And that's basically like the 2 cups of water that I added, on top of the fat drippings and so on and so forth. So I'm going to add that slurry to this.